Hey, Spirit of Christ Church, Jesse Still. If you were with me on Sunday morning at Spirit of Christ Church, I have to share something with you. I'd share with you the story of this guy, Strive Masiyiwea. There he is. A Zimbawean businessman, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. An awesome story of a man of faith who truly prioritized being rich toward God. But I left off the best part of the story, and I was kicking myself later. I can't believe I did it. This is what happens when you have it in your notes, but you don't look at your notes. So I apologize for that. But so listen up. So this guy, he was a businessman, but wasn't really going anywhere in Zimbabwe. I had this dream to bring technology to his people. He really loved the Lord. He loved his people. And so he went up against the government for 5 years in their constitutional court and won. Now, I shared all that. And then the business began to boom. It's affected the whole continent of Africa. And because of him, and not just him, but partly because of him, now the whole African continent has access to phones, internet, things that we take for granted. And it's an awesome thing. Well, as soon as they begin to make money, now he came from kind of middle class normal, like you and me, and was never seeking to become rich, but is actually very well off now. He was always with one thing in mind: God, and being rich toward God, loving the people around him, which is what we were talking about. As soon as they began to make money, he and his wife were both convicted. We have to do something for the children in our nation, because there were a lot of orphans in Zimbabwe and other African nations due to AIDS as well as military conflict that had killed off parents and fathers. And so they made a commitment that they were going to commit to the future of the African people by investing in the children. And so they began to sponsor the education of orphans, to where today, fast forward a few years, they now sponsor 40,000 orphans in school per year. And they've now sponsored 250,000 orphans. They've taken what they've been given, and they're investing into the future. Some of them have even graduated. Some of these orphans have graduated and gone off to Ivy League schools here in the United States. So they've truly changed the face of a nation and changed the future. See, education breaks the poverty cycle. If they get these kids educated, then they impact the whole nation. And so I just felt like it was the perfect picture of what Jesus was saying to do when we see the Lord give us more, and all of us have something. But to take our something and make sure we're being rich toward God and the things that God treasures. And what God treasures is people around him, around you. So, now you heard the best part of the story. They continue to sponsor those orphans year after year and are changing the nation because of it. How can you take what God has given you and turn around and be rich toward God by blessing someone else? Hey, I hope that encourages you, and I apologize that I left that out, but I'm happy to share the story again.